Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Frugani with your KENS 5 News Now. A car that slammed into an apartment complex fence late last night was carrying a 12-year-old girl. Police say she's now fighting for her life in the hospital. And we've learned a juvenile was behind the wheel. Police say the kids were driving on I-37 and Southeast Military Drive around 11 last night when the car left the highway and crashed, rolling over. Police say the girl was thrown out of the car, went through the fence, then landed on an SUV in the parking lot. The juvenile driver was treated on scene. No word on what caused him to lose control of the car. Too many young children losing their lives to violence. Words from a local mom opening up after her son became the most recent casualty.
There's just so many young children getting killed, and I just can't believe that my son became one of those statistics.
Kimberly Benavides says she had conversations with her son about his future and staying away from the wrong crowd. However, on July 26, her son would lose his life in a shooting. 17-year-old Joffrey Schaefer was killed on the southeast side in what police suspect was a drug deal. San Antonio police questioned a friend that night but have not yet made any arrests. If you have any information, call SAPD. An area school district has new rules for the new school year, and it's raising eyebrows. Over at Runge ISD, about an hour southeast of San Antonio, the district says no cell phone privileges unless 95% of students show up to class. If students do not follow the new rules, their cell phones will be confiscated and turned into campus administration. Students will need to pay $15 to get their phone back at the end of the school day. The superintendent says the new approach is one way to help increase school funding.
Just by improving our attendance rate at Runge High School by 1%, that can generate an additional $15,670 for Runge ISD, which is very huge for a small rural district like ours.
State leaders have not increased public school funding since 2019, and districts across Texas have had to figure out what to cut in their budgets. A key piece of evidence from the victim of a brutal road rage attack helps police nab the suspect. Investigators say 25-year-old Corey Williams became enraged when another driver allegedly cut him off at West Avenue and Patricia Drive on Friday. Williams then followed the 48-year-old victim into his business parking lot and started taking photos of the victim's car. The victim also pulled out his phone and took pictures of Williams' car. That's when police say Williams beat the victim and stole his phone, but then he tossed the phone as he got away. Officers later found the phone with pictures of Williams' car on it, which helped detectives track him down. More U.S. warships and fighter jets are on the way now to the Middle East, bracing for an Iranian retaliation. Iran has vowed to take revenge against Israel after the assassination of a Hamas political leader in Tehran last week. President Biden will hold talks with Jordan's King Abdullah today and will meet with his national security team to discuss developments in the Middle East. Funeral services also begin today for Bexar County Sheriff's Deputy Meredith Portillo. A viewing and rosary will happen today. The 20-year-old was killed 2 weeks ago in a wrong-way crash with 2 other people. She was off duty at the time. Portillo was just starting her career with the Bexar County Sheriff's Office. She had just graduated from the Detention Academy in January. In her short time, Sheriff Javier Salazar says she made an impact and will be laid to rest with a full hero's send-off.
I think anytime anybody stands up and says, I'm willing to wear a badge and defend my community, that already in and of itself makes you a hero, regardless of how long you serve. In this instance, Meredith was a hero. She will be remembered as such, and her send-off will be a hero send-off. I can promise the family that.
Tomorrow there will be a procession from Mission Park's funeral home south to Cornerstone Church on Stone Oak Parkway. Some schools head back to class today, and hundreds of kids in foster care will walk in with brand new shoes. Thanks to Vault Fostering Community and a number of San Antonio churches and businesses that donated the shoes at Concordia Lutheran Church over the weekend, nearly 700 foster care kids got their new kicks as part of the annual back-to-school shoe drop.
These are kids who typically are voiceless and unseen, and our community can easily overlook them. But events like this show people that we know they're here, we care about them, and we want to support the families who are stepping up to take care of them.
Vault Fostering Community helps foster kids and families throughout the year with essential items like beds, car seats, and clothing. And today, volunteers with Operation Gratitude will put together thousands of care packages for Air Force and Space Force graduates. They'll be at the Boeing Center at Checkport Arena. The 5,000 care packages are for the newest graduates at Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, a token of appreciation for service members. The packages will contain snacks, personal care products, handmade items, and handwritten letters. For today's forecast, Palmireles.
All right, mostly sunny to partly cloudy today. High temperatures will be in the upper 90s, around 99. 10% chance of picking up a shower today.
That's KINS 5 News Now. I'm Sarah Frugani.